Hello, welcome back to my channel. So, my name is Surya, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about Love Island USA Season 7, okay? And I want to talk about this last episode specifically, but just kind of some things that I've been seeing with our girl, Huda. Now, you know Miss Huda, how old, 24, from Raleigh, North Carolina. She's has her own like personal training business. She's a mom, everything like that. When she first came in the villa, she said she come from a big Middle Eastern family, boss babe, girl's girl, all these things. When she first comes in, she tells Shelly, Alandria, and Bella that she is a mom, and she decides that instead of just being out with it, that she wants to like keep it a secret and tell people herself. And there was one person I watched who said that, oh, well, maybe she did that to keep weirdo pita bread men away from her, And I do, I can see that side. But at the same time, I feel like she should be open with it and then just vet men, vet people, anyone she would bring around her child, just in general, right? But instead, she chooses to keep it to herself and decide when she's going to tell people. And of course, the girls are like, okay, yeah, it's not our business to tell if you told us not to, like explicitly said it. And let me tell you something. I am also a single mom too. And me personally, I feel like it's something that she just should have been out with from the beginning. And we'll get into why. But she doesn't do that. She ends up connecting with Mr. Jeremiah. And her and Jeremiah, to choose the couples, right? All the guys stood up and the girls had to kiss two guys. I don't remember the other guy who Huda kissed, but she kissed Jeremiah, chose Jeremiah, and from there, her and Jeremiah were a couple. Jeremiah felt like he won. He felt like he was good, felt like he won a prize, whatever, right? But then we see in the coming episodes, he's very, clingy to her. She's very clingy to him, right? And you see Ace peeping it throughout the show thus far. That, Jeremiah's being all clingy, oh, I feel like I'm so lucky. I feel like I'm one, but it doesn't really feel so genuine. Even when in the initial coupling, when Yulissa came up to kiss Jeremiah, he offered to kiss her on the cheek, right? And when he does this, Huda endearingly puts her head on his shoulder. Of course, she's feeling good. She's feeling like that girl. And with me, I'm like, was that genuine or was that calculated? Right. So now we're moving forward. We're pressing forward. Let's go ahead and jump to the end, and I'll fill you guys in, right? So this past episode, right, she tells Jeremiah that she has a child on the dock, right? And he was like, what? Because mind you, she hasn't told him. She said she really wanted to make sure that she liked her and he liked him. But this was my thing, especially from somebody who's a mother herself. How can a man, and I'm not trying to be mean, but how can a man really know that he likes you if he doesn't know that you have a child? Like, how can a man really know that he likes me if he doesn't know that I have a child? Having a child is a part of my lifestyle. It's not me. I'm not just a mother. Yes, I'm Surya. Yes, she's Huda. the woman, and I'm the woman, and I have my separate things outside of being a mom. But it's a huge part of who I am and a role that I'm playing in this life. And I don't want to say like a role like I'm acting, but it's, it's something that I was called to do in this life that I'm doing. So how can any man know that he really likes me if he doesn't know that I have a child? And that would be something, a part of me that he's also stepping into, being a part of my life. Same thing goes for Huda as she's a mom as well. Right? And we did see that her baby's father came out on social media and saying that, he is a part of the daughter's life and, everything like that. So, and I mean, not every woman who's a single mom is like, oh, she has nobody, there's no dad, there's no one helping her. No, generally, women go and cultivate a village one way or another, right? But still, even with her having the father's help, family's help, whatever it is, he still needs to know that any man that she's going to potentially date needs to know that, right? And so, yeah. And also, too, I feel like she should have just been out and proud with this. I feel like she has a lot of shame for being a single mother. I feel like she should have just been out and proud with it, because now it's something that she's, instead of using it to empower herself, she's using it to cripple herself. And when I say cripple herself, because now, right, she's told Jeremiah, and he's like, whoa, like, you're a mom, but like, you're only 24. And she's like, yeah, I know. And she's like, but she's not a baby. She's 4. She's just like me. She loves makeup and sports. And it's like, how you're talking sounds like a woman who doesn't vet men before they come around her child. If I can be honest with you. Because the way you're talking, it sounds like you're already ready to introduce him to your daughter. You're already thinking of him as like a stepdad. And I hope I'm articulating that the right way. But it's like you've done that and you've created, come on. Thank you, Jesus. Now it's coming in my head. But it's like you've created all that and cultivated all that based off of a fantasy also that you have of him in your head without him really knowing the full truth of you. And if this is how he's feeling. Because when she's saying all these things about her daughter, she's just trying to coax him into being okay with her being a mom and getting him to align with this fantasy, right? Him being like, oh, okay, cool. She's just like you. I mean, no, she's not. She's a little girl. She's a baby. She might not be an infant, but she is a baby, right? And any man coming into a woman's life, especially she has a 4-year-old, a young child, he has to have a certain head on his shoulders and readiness and preparedness and willingness to step into that role for not only you but for her. Okay? So yeah. And now that she's decided it's going to be this thing, I'm going to wait to see if I like the guy, then I'll tell him. I feel like that's working backwards. I feel like that's working harder, not smarter. When you should just be out, let the men that are already okay with it come to you, and then you vet them from there. Versus getting them invested into a part of you, into all these parts of you, but leaving out a major part of you. And then now when he's invested, telling him, and now he kind of has to work backwards himself. I don't think that was right. And I don't think, I'm sure she probably felt like that was the best move in the moment, but I don't think it was the best move overall, honestly. All while saying that she's the most emotionally mature in the villa and how she's like the mom. Okay, so you're like the mom, but you can't be open about having a child. And that's why like people are reading, the insecurity, it's written all over her. And because just at a baseline, you're not even secure about who you are and being a mother. And you can see that because as soon as Jeremiah, he's like sitting there and you could tell he's contemplating, because he's even said in his confessional, and, his past, like a woman with a child will be a deal breaker, because at the end of the day, everybody has their preference. Everybody has free will. Everybody can decide who they want to be with and what all comes with being with that person, right? And, it wasn't something that he was mentally preparing for. I mean, my goodness. This man thought that her second bedroom was a sex dungeon. Come on. And also, too, with how she told him that she has a child. She took the time. She got to know him, decided that he was invested in her. She gets invested in him while she's creating this fantasy that she has in her head, which is based off of everything she knows, while he's basing his fantasy and getting to know her off of limited facts and things about her, right? And now, right, she's kept her child a secret, and she's posing it as this secret, as this big thing, when it really should just be a general fact about her. Like, she should have came in, hey, Huda, 24, boss babe, single mom of a beautiful daughter. Like, you don't like it, then you're just not for me, but I'm here and I'm confident. Boom. But she came in and it's a secret, right? And now that she's told Jeremiah and she's told him to, not tell anybody, well, I just wanted to make sure I really liked you and this, that, and the third. She's not saying that, but what she's saying is, I just divulged such a huge secret, such a big part of me. I was so emotionally intimate with you. We just shared this emotional intimacy. We just bonded so deeply because I just divulged this secret with you. Now you can't talk to anybody else. Now you can't get to know anybody else. Because if you do, I'm going to be upset because I just shared this secret with you and we're emotionally bonded now. Don't you see that, sir? That's what she's saying. She's not saying it, but that's everything what she said in that conversation. That's what that means. And even when she was talking about her daughter, oh, she's just like me. She's trying to say things to get him to align with what she has already planned out for them in their head. She's not living in the present moment. And in the present moment, they're on Love Island. It's day 3 or 4, and everyone should be exploring their options, even if you do like somebody. We have 6 weeks, right, of this. Way too early to be getting this emotionally invested to where you are crashing out, right? And as they're speaking, she even says herself in the confessional that she can tell on his face that she doesn't know how he's feeling, right? But he says, in the present moment right here, right now, they're good. Because what he says too to her? He said, well, we'll see. When we win this thing, what you said, when we win this thing, Jeremiah, right? So Jeremiah almost crashed out himself. He was about to be like, oh, hell no, you got a kid, girl? Do I look like a stepdaddy? Right? But then he said, hold up. He's thinking about, he's pausing, right? He himself, he's being in the, he said, hold up. Let me think about this. We could win this thing. People see me, the maybe the Bachelor / possibly podcast bro / passport bro. Be, cool with the single mom and stick with her to the end. And then, and then when I get out, I can be like, what? Long distance, lifestyle changes. Her daughter deserves somebody that could really show up. Hold up. Let me think about this. Right? And so it's like you could tell what subconsciously and consciously going through his head. Wheels are turning, right? But they get up, they hug. She's like, you okay? Asking him if he's okay. But baby, if this was all open in the beginning, you wouldn't have to worry about this, right? That's how she's toxic too. She like drama herself too. You like that push and pull, that hot and cold. You don't know what he's gonna do, right? He's like, you want a hug? She's like, yeah. You want a kiss? Yeah. Right? They leave. It's kind of awkward. But they go in the bed. They're making out. But now peep this. I want to say, I don't remember which party, which like getting ready for the night, if it was before, I think it might have been before she told him about the baby. But I remember him and Ace were sitting on the bed, because mind you, Ace is peeping him. Ace is peeping Jeremiah. He says, say, bro. He said, what's your type? Jeremiah goes, shit, foreign, Latina, baby. Ace was me. Because before Ace reacted, I paused and I came back to y'all because, I reviewed the show. And I said, oh, foreign, Latina, we already knew that. Okay. But the thing with that is, Jeremiah, that's okay. That's okay, because when she foreign, she ain't boring. Okay. I'm cracking up because the way I have used my parents being from Jamaica to say that. Anyways, I'm being silly. But I said the same thing. There's a lot of foreign Latina baddies. So what you gonna do when one pulls up in the villa? Because we literally on episode 3 at the time. Jeremiah's like, well, ain't nobody come in yet. Boy, baby, are you slow, my guy? Right? So, boom. Producers are listening to this, right? Just like how they knew that we needed a nice, cute blonde girl in the mix, right? We knew because they watched the show. And listen, hear me what I'm about to say. Everybody has a type. There's people that like white girls, black girls, Latina girls, Asian girls, mixed girls, light skin, dark skin, curly hair, blonde hair, short hair, whatever, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not personal. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Say how you feel. I don't care about that. But what I'm saying that to say is that the producers, they're gonna watch this show and they're reading the room. That's why they're doing what they're doing, getting this money. It's not just about bringing good looking people in together. It's about knowing people's types, testing people, because they making them. When they get down to this $100,000, you gonna have to earn this. Y'all gonna be tested. All these things. That's why, like, even when you seen And you notice, like, they know what people's types are. That's why you see somebody get in a couple with somebody, oh, boom. Next thing you know, a bombshell, that's their type. Serena and Cordell from last season. Casa Amor, what was the girl's name? Was her name Jada? Boom. Boom. Like, come on. Same thing with Love Island UK. When Io was with Mimi, boom. Brought another cute black girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Jeremiah, don't play. We already know what your type is. And you think that you and Huda are going to be locked in and you just going to smooth sail your way to the end? Boom. Foreign baddie. I don't know if she's Latina. She hasn't said it yet, but yeah, boom, comes in the next episode, right? So let's go ahead and pause, right? Let's pause. Can't she see what me and Jeremiah have? So Amaya goes over, she kisses Jeremiah. And you could tell Jeremiah was trying to hold back the excitement. And while they're kissing, Huda's sitting there flipping off the finger. Alandra is trying to cover Huda's eyes. She snatched Alandra's hand and she said, girl. And she is just mad. She is upset. Calling her a bitch. Saying that she's messy. Saying that she's fake. All these things, right? The girls go back. They're having a team meeting at the villa while the guys are getting ready to know the new girls. And Huda's saying the same thing. And it's like, I thought you were emotionally mature and I thought that you were a girl's girl. Because immediately when she was like, oh, I'm not upset at Jeremiah, but I'm upset with this girl. Jeremiah is not your man. She's like, when I like something, it's mine. Jeremiah is not your property. And you're coming off real toxic and real manipulative. Way too early in the game. Way too early in the game, sis. You're not playing the game right here. Y'all know who I love watching on their show, and it wasn't Love Island, but Too Hot to Handle. I don't even know if they're still together, but Kayla and Seb, baby. Kayla, that girl played the game. That girl played the game. I like what she did. And when I say played the game, I don't mean like she wasn't really into Seb, but I like how she moved in the villa. Right? And, yeah, and so, anyways, she's just going in. She's calling this girl's name. She's messy. She's fake. She's a B. And when Amaya and Hannah are talking to the guys, they're like, oh, who's open? They're like, oh, everybody's open but Jeremiah. He's married. And Amaya's like, I don't see no ring on his finger. And he was saying, oh, well, I just wanted to be respectful in the game. But you know what, though? What Amaya said, she said he could say what he wants to, but I'm reading body language. I'm reading eyes. I'm reading energy. Because just the way he purposely sat away from her and was like not wanting to make eye contact, that says a lot. That flight, that avoidance says a lot, my guy. Clocking your T, my guy. And I thought it was interesting how when Hannah chose Jeremiah, right, it was all good. She didn't say anything. But when Amaya did, it was, oh, she's fake. She's messy. She's a bitch. Can't she see what we have? Why? Because what? You upset? Are you? Because she's as tight. Because she's as tight, right? Okay. I mean, you could just tell she was bothered. She was upset. She was like, really? Her? No. And so, like I was saying, how can you claim to be a girl's girl when you're saying all these things about a girl that you don't even know, right? Oh, this is what I was getting ready to say. So I love when Amaya said in the confessional, she's like, I'm reading the body language, and he don't got a ring on his finger. That is a grown man. He can speak for himself. And that same night, the girls are getting ready. Guys are getting ready. And Amaya says it out loud. She's like, I'm going to pull Jeremiah for a chat. Huda, you should have stood on business. You had something to say. Oh, but you didn't. And you won't. Because you see Amaya has real confidence. You don't have real confidence. So all you're going to do is sit there and talk about her and try to get the other girls to not like her too. But Jeremiah is not your man. But I'm glad because Shelly clocked it. I love how Shelly clocked it, though, when the girls were talking, having their team meeting. But she's like, to be fair, we're all still getting to know each other. It's early. And then she wants to Huda turns to Sierra. You don't know this, but I'm a mom. And I just told him that I'm a mom. Oh, my God, I'm a mom. Girl, please. Yeah, okay. Of course you're a mom. 50% chance you're not. You're a woman. Half, either you're not a mom, half you are a mom. And the half you are a mom. So it's like, please stop. And that's the other thing. Like, you created this drama of keeping your daughter a secret when it should have been a secret in the first place. No. So fast forward. In the makeup room, she says that she's going to get to Jeremiah. She's going to pull Jeremiah for a chat, right? Then we switch over to the guys getting ready. And Jeremiah is talking to Ace and he says, like, if I'm feeling somebody, like, I can't fake it. Like, I can't fake it. Like, So it's just like, Let's see, because it's just like, truthfully, Jeremiah, it's the America votes y'all anyways to win. And right now, we ain't team Huda and Jeremiah, because we reading both of y'all down, clocking both of y'all's tea. So, anyways, everybody goes outside. We don't see Huda and Jeremiah talk, right? There is a recoupling tonight, so you already know I'm finna be back tonight, okay? And I gotta take somebody to the airport at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning. So your girl just gonna be drinking that black coffee. So I'm gonna be up, okay, doing this video for y'all. So, anyways, yeah, so we didn't see them talk. But what we do see is Ace and Amaya talk, right? She's very bubbly, just very light. She's talking to Ace, telling him about how she went to nursing school. And he's like, yeah, so our kiss was nice, but what about the kiss with, your boy talking about Jeremiah? She's like, oh, it's good. There's definitely something there. And Huda just like walks past with Shelly and just decides to sit right there next to where Ace and Amaya are talking. Right, girl, you in limerence right now. Full-blown limerence. Okay? It's giving obsessed and unsure. Okay? Then, after that, she's sitting there, I just don't like her. She's messy. She's this. Like, she really has a problem with her. She really feels threatened by Amaya. Like, there is something about Amaya to where it's like you feel like the audacity of him to be into her, but that that's his type. It's weird. It's weird. I don't want to full blown say it, but it's giving. And I'm gonna just leave it there, right? But she has a real disdain for Amaya. But yeah. So, and if you notice, too, she did the same thing when Sierra first came into the villa and she pulled Jeremiah for a chat. And she sat there and she walked back and forth past Jeremiah and Sierra while they were talking. And then it eventually ends up going. And then when she does sits down right next to them. And then not even lets them talk for another 5 minutes before she gets up and pulls him. Nah, girl. And you chasing him? Nah. Girl, this shit is so messy. And now another creator that I like to watch who reviews this show, she was like, nah, she gotta stay till Casa Amor. Baby, I don't know if Huda gonna make it to Casa Amor. I don't know if she's strong enough to make it to Casa Amor. Like, I don't know if Jeremiah gonna hold on that long either without turning his head with how she's acting. I don't know, because usually, like, the guys who we know gonna do stuff in Casa more, like, but usually the guys who it's like, oh, like, you get surprised when the girl crashes out, that's because it's like he's really into that girl. Mimi and Ayo, when Ayo went to Casa Amor. What's her name? Serena and Cordell, when Kenny brought back old girl from Casa Amor. Things like that. But Jeremiah, we don't even know if him and Huda gonna last to Casa Amor. So we gotta see. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. Is Huda a girl's girl, or is she a mean girl, or just an insecure girl? Because y'all know I love Dog Whisperer. I'm by no means saying that this woman's a dog. She is a human, okay? But like, with the way she was being mean, it reminded me of when Caesar Milan would be like, no, that dog is not aggressive. That dog is fearful. That dog is insecure. And that's what it's given with Huda. Like, the way she's saying all these things, doing all these things, my man, my man, my man, and then being mean and aggressive towards any woman that comes towards Jeremiah, it's giving insecure. Giving insecure. It's yeah. And it's not going to end well. Good TV, but not going to end well. Definitely the breakup of them is going to be a good 2 episodes, but we'll see. Anyways, y'all, I'll see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Bye. Also, I just wanted to say this. So y'all remember, too, when Sierra came and everybody had the option to stand for the bombshells or stay in their couple. And remember, like, for all the guys but Jeremiah stood up for Sierra. Duh, she was literally the first bombshell, not really Jeremiah's type, right? And Huda was sitting there like, oh, I can't believe this. I want better for all y'all. I want y'all to get some real men. My man, my man, my man. And the Landry was like, girl, just keep it cute. We'll talk about this later. And when she started crying, it was like, girl, why are you sitting there crying? Talking about, oh, why did Landry say that? No. Olandria knows how to read the room. And what Olandria was saying was, hey, I'm not upset. I'm sitting here with my head held high. And that's what we all need to do as women and not give all these men all this power. And even the way she was sitting there, like, yeah, he a real man. Girl, please. Girl, please. You talking too much too soon. Which is also why you're getting upset when it's this early and another woman comes in the villa and gives him attention. Because you're doing too much too soon. And you want everybody else to catch up with the fantasy in your head. But if that's the case, you and Jeremiah in love, you don't need to be here, you don't want him to be tested, you don't, whatever, then that's fine. Y'all can go ahead and leave. But I can guarantee you, I don't see them winning this thing. Just how they've both been together in a couple, it's not giving like most like, it's giving like most cringy. And also too, and I feel like it came off a little fake when she did that. She's like, oh, I just wanted to hype them up. No, it seemed like you wanted to hype them up in efforts to make you and Jeremiah, quote unquote, look better. That's how it seemed. But anyways, I'm done. Rant over. I'll see y'all tonight because literally we got to see what happens at this recoupling. It is going to be so good.